How will the Dodgers handle Michael Conforto's struggles? Will we see more Hyeseong Kim? Dalton Rushing starting in left field. Could he be an option? We got 10 big Dodgers takeaways from the week that was. All that more coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You guys ready to parade? We got a parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Tony starts the 50-50 club. Mookie Magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers show and podcast on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain, credential member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and drop your comments down below. Do you want to see more Hyeseong Kim? Because today's Dodgers Dugout Live poll question of the show, I asked you guys over on the X. Should the Dodgers start Hyeseong Kim while he's up with Tommy Edman on the IL? And right now, an overwhelming 96% of you say yes, while 4% of you say no. So you guys want to see more HSK. So we'll talk about that. Drop your comments down below. Drop your questions for the 7th inning stretch later. We answer all of your questions. I got my guy, Noel. He's rocking with us on the producer side today. He's looking for all your comments down below in the chat. But we got lots to get into, so let's get right into it with the leadoff.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
So the hottest story in Dodger baseball is that Hyeseong Kim made his big league debut over the weekend. The Dodgers take 2 of 3 from the Braves. They did lose yesterday 4-3 in the series finale. And on Saturday, he made his debut as a defensive replacement late for Chris Taylor. Yesterday, he pinch ran for Andy Pages after Andy Pages got a leadoff single to start things off in the top of the 9th inning with the Dodgers trailing a run. And he made the most of it after a stolen base where he gets in there. You saw that electrifying speed. It feels like he's already at peak speed on the first 2 steps. You see the monster quads, you see the instincts, and he impacts the game with his base running. And after he stole second, after a dropped third strike with Will Smith at the plate, Hyeseong Kim, he gets all the way to third, and that gave the Dodgers the tying run at third base with 1 out. And then you got Miguel Rojas, you got Austin Barnes at the plate. Both of them did strike out. They weren't able to capitalize. And look, we talked about it yesterday on the post-game show. With Miguel Rojas, with the Dodgers kind of playing with house money, with a dynamic base runner on third, that is a situation where you could have tried a suicide squeeze. You could have tried a suicide squeeze, have Kim running. That ties the game at 4. Then you look at that extra innings. Now, a couple reasons why they didn't do that. One, the Dodgers don't like to give up outs. They could view that as giving up an out. And the second reason is Dave Roberts trusted Miguel Rojas in that situation to make contact. Right now this season, Miguel Rojas has struck out just 16% of the time. Last year, he struck out just 10.1% of the time. So you're looking at a 90-85% chance that he's going to put the ball in play, whether it be a ground out, whether it be a fly ball, whether that be a base hit. And then Hyeseong Kim, he gets home and you tie the game that way. But you got to give Raisel Iglesias a lot of credit. Great changeups, and Miguel Rojas just couldn't pick up that changeup. But here was Dave Roberts talking about the decision in that spot to not opt for that suicide squeeze.
I think that the true suicide squeeze is something that we don't do. The safety squeeze, where you have a chance to potentially not have to bunt anything that's in play, and is something we don't do very often. And I just felt with the drawn-in infield, I just thought that Miguel could put the ball in play and give us a chance to tie the game up. But yeah, the traditional suicide squeeze, certainly with a guy like that that's got such high-end stuff, I didn't feel comfortable doing it.
So that explains that. And look, it's understandable. I mean, think about this. The last time we saw Miguel Rojas trying to drop down a bunt, we saw the Padres get a game-ending triple play towards the end of last season. So it hasn't always gone well. And that's a high degree of difficulty play with someone with that level of stuff, the infield playing where it was. So you can kind of see that. I would like to see an emphasis on some small ball in those situations early on in the season, because it's a regular season game in May. You're already in first place. You already have the best record in baseball. Throw different things on tape so teams have to account for it. So teams have to say, hey, that could be in their back pocket right there. Here's him taking third. You see the base paths just being electrified by Hyeseong Kim. And this is all instincts. This is making a read there. And the guts that this took. Can you imagine? It's your very first time out there and you steal a base and then you take third on a drop third strike. If he gets thrown out there and he makes the second out in a one-run game, he's getting roasted on Twitter. Dave Roberts is going to have a talk with him. But to have the guts, to have the instincts, that was very impressive for a rookie player. And here's Dave Roberts talking about how Hyeseong Kim can impact the game with his speed.
That was great. That was exciting. Iglesias is a hard guy to steal a base on, and Kim got a tremendous jump, close play, and then for him to get to third base on that throw to first was huge and set up a situation on bat. But that's just some of the things that speed and what Hyeseong brings to the table. I was just hoping he would get there, and I think that that's an instinctual play, and for him to get the jump that he did, and then to get over there to third base, those are things that as he plays more, we start to learn more, and that just shows that he's got really good instincts.
Really good instincts, really good speed. He is as advertised. I mean, in his time in the KBO, he averaged 30 stolen bases per season. And he averaged over 306 batting average, 5 doubles, 5 triples, and 5 home runs. I mean, 21 doubles, 5 triples, and 21 doubles there. So for him to just impact the game with the speed, with the defense, now we need to see, can he hit? That's the number one thing. Can Hyeseong Kim hit? If he can hit, that could change everything for his usage, for the Dodgers considering it. And Dave has already said that, hey, we brought him up. He's earned his chance to start. Maybe a game or two there. We'll look for a start for him. Why? He should be starting today. He should be in the lineup to see if he can hit. That is the only question for him. And look, the truth of the matter is he was a slightly above average hitter this year down in AAA. He had a 105 weighted runs created plus. You saw some power numbers in there, some home runs, some doubles, some triples, and just good base running and good defense. But what do you have to lose by putting in Hyeseong Kim now with Tommy Edman on the IL and Michael Conforto scuffling like he is? Because I'm pretty sure he can do better than going over his last 29, right? So I want to see Hyeseong Kim in the starting lineup every day until Tommy Edman comes back. And it's the easiest thing to do. All you do, start Hyeseong Kim at second. That's all you got to do. Put Hyeseong Kim at second. It's really easy. And you have Chris Taylor, you have Andy Pages. You got the options, right? It's not going to be a tough thing, and I think it could be a good thing for him anyway to just kind of get thrown into that situation. By the way, my man's got double kitchen mitts too. He had got the double oven mitts. I don't know if you guys saw that. But, I mean, this is a guy that has made adjustments to his swing. And just talking to scouts, they've told me that you've seen improvements, and it's been incremental with those swing adjustments. And to truly realize the potential of your new and improved swing, you need at-bats. So the last thing you want to do for Kim is come up here, not get those at-bats, and send him down to AAA and then you have a little bit of a setback as far as your development goes. So, look, even when Tommy Edman comes off the IL, let's say you see something with Kim. Let's say he goes against a Marlins team, gets a single here, a double there, a couple stolen bases, and you see some potential there, some real legit potential where he could get on base. Well, if that's the case, Edman comes back. If Michael Conforto needs a stint on the IL because the back's barking, the hamstrings are barking, he's not feeling right, you could send him down, goes on the IL, phantom IL stint, goes down to Arizona, takes some swings, hits the reset button, and then the easy fix is simple. Tommy Edman in center, Hyeseong Kim at second, Andy Pages in left. And then you fortify your outfield defense, plus outfielders in center and left. Don't try to tell me that Andy Pages is not a plus defender in left, because he is. The metrics bear that out. The stats back that up. And then Hyeseong Kim at second, you pair him with Mookie Betts. Right now, Mookie's an above-average shortstop. At the very least, Mookie's an average shortstop, but right now he's an above-average shortstop. And then Hyeseong Kim, we know he can be special with the glove. So that means you got plus defenders at second, at short, in center, and in left. So that helps fortify this defense. So that's something I want to consider. And the truth is, you're in the evaluation stage. The evaluation stage of the season. That's where we're at. You have to see what guys can do right now. If Kim's going to be a contributor, if he's going to be under any consideration for extended playing time, you got to see that now, not after the trade deadline. And now is the perfect time. Because look, Michael Conforto is a veteran. Michael Conforto had a really nice finish to his season. And I think that if you did give him a couple of weeks to figure some things out while he's not going in the box, I mean, we'll talk some more Conforto in a second here. I think that having Kim up to evaluate him makes all the sense in the world. We're also going to talk some Dalton Rushing. But here is Dave Roberts talking about Michael Conforto and why he elected to pinch hit Miguel Rojas for Conforto. Was a really nice move by Dave Roberts. Pierce was in, and you got the righty-lefty matchup. And then Brian Schnitker, he comes out, he goes with Dylan Lee to face Conforto. Dave, he flips it, goes for Rojas versus Lee, lefty versus righty, and then Miggy Rowe hit his first home run of the year, and that pulled the Dodgers within a run. But here was Dave Roberts talking about that decision to pinch hit for Michael Conforto with Miguel Rojas.
Pitching for Conforto in the first place, that's just kind of an indicator of where he's kind of at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's grinding, but I just felt that, we needed a spark, and I just felt that Miggy had a better chance in that moment, and I think that I didn't come into the season expecting to hit for Michael very often, but I just think right now where he's at, he's scuffling. I think Miggy's taking some pretty good at bats.
So you hear him right there. Miggy is taking good at bats, and clearly that move worked out. Dave pressed the right button there, so you got to give him the credit for making that move and Miggy making Dave look really smart right there. But the fact that you're pinch hitting for a guy that you paid $17 million for, that is supposed to be a 20-plus home run guy for Miguel Rojas, I mean, that kind of tells you where he's at in his season. So we'll talk some more Miggy Rowe coming up. We'll talk some more Michael Conforto coming up. And also want to send a shout out to our friends over at the Bleed Lows podcast, hooking us up with some of that sound. Dave Roberts, definitely go give them a sub, give them a comment. They're doing an Ohtani giveaway jersey too. So definitely go over there. We'll put some links in our description. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Carne Asada over there. So appreciate our friends over at the Bleed Lows. But coming up next, we got our 10 big takeaways on the week that was. And is there a big lineup shakeup for a minor league player that the Dodgers kind of did something that might have been under the radar that could play a role in how they'll handle Michael Conforto in left field? That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live. the next one before 7th inning. So go cop that new merch. By the way, shout out to Noise by Noel, producer Noel Sanchez with that hype commercial, man. What's got me wanting to get like 10 of those t-shirts, because those are some fire t-shirts right over there. I'd cop that today. By the way, see you guys in the comments. A happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone out there. Showing you guys some love. What a great day today here in Los Angeles. But guys, it's Monday. And you know what that means? It's 10 takeaway time. It's time for a little Dodgers rewind here on Dodgers Dugout Live.
Dodgers Rewind, 10 big takeaways.
All right, so the first big takeaway from this week is the Dodgers have a Michael Conforto problem in left field. Now, let's kind of dive into the numbers here just to give you an idea of how badly he's struggling right now. If you look at the numbers, so far this season, with 156 qualified batters this year, he's hitting 141. That's 155 out of 156 qualified hitters. His 61 weighted runs created plus is 140 out of 156. Since April 6th, a -9 F-WAR, that's 173 out of 173. 1 RBI, that's dead last. Batting average at 85, last. OPS 329, last. 14 weighted runs created plus, second to the bottom. A 33.7% strikeout rate, that's 171 out of 173 since the beginning of April. He's had 5 straight strikeouts where he's been looking at strike 3. He's going through an over 29 stretch. That's just a rough go of it for Michael Conforto. And it's a veteran. It's a guy who's been on an all-star team. He had a really strong finish to his 2024 season, hit 20 home runs, and you were hoping just for not elite production. You really weren't hoping for elite production. I see you. I will say, look, D-Max, chance of the all-star Conforto are done. Yeah, look, I've been right on a lot of things. Most things I've been right on with predictions, free agent signings, things. I so far have not looked right on Michael Conforto, and I will take the L and I will own up to it for sure, because I saw what the organization saw in Michael Conforto, and that was that last season he still had success in the second to the worst hitters park in baseball, which is Oracle Park. He hit 17 of his 20 home runs last season outside of Oracle. He was hitting the ball really, really hard. He was having a lot of success, even on a pretty whatever team up there. And we've seen the Dodgers have success with these guys. JD Martinez, they signed him on a 1-year deal. His power numbers were down. He wasn't at his best. He makes the all-star team with the Dodgers. Teoscar Hernandez, down year in Seattle, playing in the worst hitters park in baseball. He joins the Dodgers, and he makes the all-star team. We were hoping that they were going to capture that magic again with Michael Conforto. So far, that hasn't been the case. Now, I think what it boils down to for Conforto, and the number one thing why he's struggling, the number one reason why he's not having the same success that he's had throughout his career and even last year, is he's struggled against heaters. This year, he's hitting 143 against fastballs. He's hitting 143 against fastballs. Last year, he hit 283 against fastballs. Last year, he slugged 547, hit 18 doubles, 2 triples, and 15 home runs off of fastballs. This year, that slug is down from 547 to 245. And the expected slug, too. Last year, the expected slug at 537. This year, the expected slug at 306. So he's not hitting the ball hard. His hard hit percentage is in the 37th percentile, barrel percentage 31st percentile, average exit velocity at 88.5. That's in the 32nd percentile. I mean, only thing that he's doing above average is the bat speed, the chase rate, and the walk rate. Outside of that, everything is below average. And he also considers defense. He's in the 10th percentile on defense. So they a -3 outs above average. So it's not looking good so far. And we've seen the Dodgers kind of move off of 1-year guys with guys like Noah Syndergaard and even James Paxton, who definitely played a nice role for them in eating innings, but they still moved off of him. And then even just last week, Conforto, he ends up going 0 for 21 over 21, did have the RBI. It was his first RBI since April 5th. And yeah, he's just really going through it. I mean, I gave you the numbers. This is nothing personal. Just know I bring my facts to the fight. And I think with Conforto, if you're just going to keep running him out there and he's going to struggle, that could potentially make things worse. So I do want to see the Dodgers kind of make some moves right now, not in the sense that you're going out there and you're trading for a guy, but you are kind of moving some pieces around in the event that he doesn't figure things out. I'm not completely ready to just treat him like an old couch that you put on the side of the road and you just put the big free couch side and anyone can take it. No, you're not going to DFA him yet and eat that money. They gave him $17 million, right? They're not going to do that yet. And Dave Roberts has already said as much. Dave said that he's a veteran. He's going to keep running him out there. Dave said he's going to get a long leash to figure things out. And I do think that he has the talent to do that. I'm not writing him off, but you have to give yourself a backup plan. You can't just assume that Conforto is going to turn it around. Maybe he will, but you can't just assume it, right? You can't just say, okay, we're going to throw him out there and then he's going to be a part of this team, be a part of this postseason roster. You have to start thinking about what you would do at that position if he doesn't work it out. And a couple things to say here too is, look, before you sign Conforto, you could have easily kept Mookie in right. You could have had Teoscar in left, and that would have been fine. But Mookie wanted to be in the infield. He wanted to play shortstop. And I don't even think right field right now is the backup option for Mookie. I think the backup option for Mookie would be a move to second. I don't think he's going back into the outfield. I think Mookie's staying in the infield. One, because he can play it, especially this season. Shortstop, he's looked a lot better. And two, just because that's where he wants to be. So that's not going to change. Got a super chat from Abby Day. Appreciate that. It was a little comment to the show.
You win. Perfect.
Last time Ohtani played in Miami as his 50-50 game, also struck out Trout in the WBC here. DMAC prediction, something special in Miami. Absolutely. I mean, Shohei Ohtani this past week was 7 for 21, had a 1262 OPS, hit 2 home runs, had a triple and a double. He's catching fire again. I thought Saturday his home run to straightaway center was one of his best swings of the year. So yeah, I expect Shohei Ohtani to home run, but something special. Let's go 2 home run game. Let's go 2 home run game for Shohei Ohtani at some point this series. I think that he's due for a nice explosion game like that. So big takeaway there for Conforto. You have to consider life after Conforto. Then second big takeaway is, what are the Dodgers doing with Dalton Rushing? So Dalton Rushing did start in left field on Sunday, had a couple walks. Last season, he started 31 times in left, 27 times in AAA. That was right down the meat of the season for them. And this could be a way to get him on the 26-man roster. And you'd have to take a move, put on the 40-man, things like that. But I think with Dalton Rushing, if he hits like he's hitting, you have to strongly consider it. You have to strongly consider what would it take for Dalton Rushing to get his shot in left. And they made it very clear that you want him to get those at-bats and you don't want to stun his development. But he's in 306 down there. He's a 300 hitter at the minor league level. Has pop. Has the ability to take pitches and give you a quality at-bat. And there's a reason why they didn't trade him for Garrett Crochet and flip him for a major piece. They did that because they want to see him thrive in their organization. And if he's playing left, yes, it's a tough position to make that jump and you need a good amount of experience. But still, I think he'd be up for his bat. This year down in AAA, he's hitting 306 with a 919 OPS with 3 home runs, 5 doubles, and a triple. So I think with Dalton Rushing, it's very interesting. I really, really do. Now, can he play left field at the big league level with the level of experience that he's had, which is not a lot? I was told by a scout that, yeah, I mean, left field in the big leagues is tough. the ball comes off the bat from left to right, and it takes a bit of adjustment. He mentioned that Gavin Luck's kind of struggling playing the corner outfield spot and the outfield spots up in the big leagues. But yeah, I think that he has a lot of talent and he can hit. So that gives you another option that you can go to. And yes, I've been told that the reason why he was in left had to do a lot with the fact that their depth took a hit with Hyeseong coming up for Tommy Edman. But still, you can't tell me that that's not at least being talked about. It's at least being talked about. A September call-up or even earlier than that. Because what do you do with a talented player like that if he's not playing the position that he's played for most of his life, and that's being catcher? Catchers, they love to catch. They love to be leaders. But I guarantee you that all these guys, they want to be playing in the show financially, but also, hey, you'd take being a left fielder if it means you're on a big league roster and you can face big league pitching. I guarantee that Dalton Rushing would rather be a left fielder in the show than a catcher in AAA. A left fielder in the show or a backup catcher in the show, and that. So that's the thing too, is I remember talking to Dalton Rushing during spring training. He told me, hey, I look at the future with this team as being Will Smith's backup and helping him make the Hall of Fame, right? Because he knows that Will Smith's not moving off of catcher. Maybe at some point he goes to first after Freddie's gone, or who knows, third could be a potential option. He's played there a little bit. I think first kind of makes more sense long-term. He signed a 10-year deal. But what if you bring up Dalton Rushing next season, and for this season and next season, you bring him up, he starts the season on the roster, and he's your backup catcher and plays some left field. So imagine that, some positional versatility where you're getting that out of your catcher spot and you're getting that out of your corner outfield. So that'd be really interesting because Michael Conforto, even if he had a really good year, he was going to be a one-year guy. So that's something to consider. Dalton Rushing in the future for the Dodgers. And I saw you guys freaking out last night too. I couldn't believe this. Austin Barnes was batting and you guys were like, oh, how come you don't pinch hit Chris Taylor for Austin Barnes? So now we want Chris Taylor. Now you guys are begging for Chris Taylor after all the slander. Come on now. I think Austin Barnes, yeah, it was a tough at bat for him for sure, but it's just funny. Now, get some comments down below. We got MH. Let's take the Philadelphia approach and give Conforto a standing ovation when we get back home. I think that's cringe, man. I really do, especially for a veteran. I know it worked for Trey Turner. It was great, but we don't need to copy Philly, man. We're not Philly. We don't want to be Philly. We're not throwing batteries at Santa. Okay. It was a nice thing, but let's come up with our own thing, not copy Philly. Okay. I think Michael Conforto would probably just rather continue to take those at bats and see if he can figure things out. I mean, I guarantee you that fans don't want him to have success more than he does, right? I mean, he's on a one-year deal. He wants to sign another big deal in his career. Lemon818, give the youngsters a chance to see how it feels to play in the big show. You will never know what you have until you give them a chance. Absolutely. Lemon818, Conforto needs to go back to AAA and feel a little bit of reality. He needs a wake-up call. Yeah, but the difference there is this is not a guy that has big league options, right? I mean, so he's never going to accept that. Romero_1995, you got to bench him, especially when you got an electric guy like Kim on the bench, ready to show out. That game was ours. Yeah, it was a tough game. Look, I will say too, yesterday, think about this. I mean, they're coming off a game where they had just played until 1 o'clock in the morning. So the offense was slow early on, and then they turned it up a little bit late. So they were kind of due for that. And then really for the most part, the big guys in the offense, they had been showing up all series with Mookie, Shohei, and Freddie Freeman and the likes. But next big takeaway, and we're going to flip it to the pitching side. You can talk about some of the pitchers from last week. And the pitcher of the week, feels like he wins this every week, has to go to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yoshinobu Yamamoto was electric once again in his start against the Braves. He goes 6 innings, allowed no runs on just 1 hit, an Austin Riley double there late in the game, and had 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, was flirting with a no-hitter. And this guy is just absolutely everything that you would have hoped he would be, and then some. Maybe a little more efficient I think you could work on that efficiency just a little bit. But I promised you Yamamania, and that's exactly what we're getting with Yamamoto. Yamamoto is on a level right now where you can legitimately make the case that he's the best pitcher in the sport. That's how good he is. You can actually have that conversation. That's how good he is. Right now, that ERA is down to 0.90, a 0.90 ERA. That leads all of Major League Baseball. And even if you look at the expected ERA, the expected stuff, the advanced stuff, it loves him too. His 2.45 expected ERA is best in baseball. You look at the F-WAR numbers. I mean, he's top 5 in that. I mean, this guy has been incredible for this team. He's gone out there and been exactly what you would need from an ace. And I think that there is the passing of the torch. I mean, we thought that Julio Urias and Walker Buehler, that they were going to be kind of the next true ace after Clayton Kershaw. But they never truly realized that potential. I mean, Walker Buehler had his moments for sure, dealt with some injuries. Julio Urias was kind of pressing in his walk year before the off-the-field issues. Didn't really realize that. But the Dodgers now have a true ace in Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And he is the best ace pitcher since Clayton Kershaw. That is how good he is. He was outstanding once again. He is right now, if the season ended today, he would win the National League Cy Young. And you are seeing that, hey, I hear people out there. Hey, D-Mac, they whiffed on Tyler Glasnow's signing. They whiffed on Blake Snell's signing. They sure as hell did not on Yamamoto so far. And those are TBD. I still believe in Glasnow and I still believe in Blake Snell. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he is the ace of the Dodgers. Even when Shohei Ohtani gets back, I think that Yamamoto is the ace of this Dodgers team. The use of that curveball in the zone. I mean, you can just use 5 pitches, fastball, the splitter, the yo-yo curve, all quadrants of the zone, the low release point. My man is nasty. My man is the best pitcher in baseball right now. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto is the ace of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And he's the best pitcher since Clayton Kershaw in his prime. I truly believe that right now. But next big takeaway, how about Roki Sasaki? Talk some Roki Sasaki. Roki, he got his first win. And Roki hasn't looked like the Roki of the year yet. But he's grinding out 5 inning starts. He went 5 innings on Saturday after the long delay, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits, had 4 strikeouts and 2 walks, threw 98 pitches. And the thing with Roki Sasaki is he's still a rookie that is learning on the big league level, learning in the show. That's not easy. There's a lot of pressure. He's still finding ways to maximize his stuff. I mean, there was a pitch that he made on Saturday. It was a fork. It was this ghost fork, the splitter. It was a 496 RPM splitter that Marcell Ozuna took in the zone. And the look on Ozuna's face after that, it was like, WTF was that? He didn't know what the hell that was because it presented itself almost like a knuckleball. And typically, the average RPM for a splitter in Major League Baseball is just above 1,300. It's 1,303. And we're talking about a splitter that's less than 500 RPM. It's such a unique pitch, and that's why I still have a lot of faith in Roki Sasaki because I think he has special stuff. But how about that? He gets his first win of his career. You guys know me. I'm not a big wins guy. I don't think it's a massive indicator of how good of a pitcher you are, especially in 2025. But still, it means something to these guys. And here was Roki Sasaki talking about his first win.
いろんなものをかけられて、いろいろたくさんの人におめでとうって言ってもらえてすごく嬉しかったです。
A lot of my teammates said congratulations, and a lot were thrown on me. So I'm just relieved that I was able to do what I was supposed to do as a starting pitcher, knowing the circumstances to which it was getting complicated as the delay was getting a little longer, and also knowing the fact that we were going to play today.
So really cool to see that, him having that moment with his teammates, and I know that means a lot to him. So the good thing about Roki is I think it's positive for him if he's not getting rocked. If we're not seeing 3-inning starts, him giving up multiple home runs, as long as he's going out there, going 5 innings, giving up 2 or 3 runs, but feeling like progress is being made, I think you can feel good about that. And I think that you can still expect him to continue to make those leaps. I mean, there is a learning curve. He is still young, but the number one thing that is holding Roki back from being that elite pitcher potential, the pitcher that he says he wants to be the best pitcher in the world, is the effectiveness of that fastball. And he's still getting a lot of strikeouts at times, and you're looking at big ones from that splitter, but not enough punch outs with the fastball and not enough swing and miss. I mean, just not getting a lot of swing and miss from Roki Sasaki. In his start against the Braves, where he had 4 strikeouts in 5 innings, that's below average, but he ends up with just 6 swings and misses. Just 6 swings and misses. And I think that once he figures out how to locate that fastball and have those secondary pitches play off it and develop that slider, maybe even kind of work in a 4th pitch at some point, then you're going to see the best version of him. Remember, Clayton Kershaw, he didn't have his slider when he first came up. He did not have that slide piece. He's a happily married man now, but he has a slide piece. It was fastball, curveball. Then in Chicago, in the bullpen, they figured out how to throw that slider, and the rest is history. He'll go on to have a Hall of Fame career. So that is, I think, where Roki Sasaki's at, is once he finds that 3rd pitch, he's going to be better. Once he throws that fastball with a little more conviction, he's going to be a little better. Velocity-wise, it's down roughly 2 miles per hour from where it was when he was at his peak in the NPB. And the good thing about this, too, is that Roki knows it, they know it, and they realize that, hey, once we figure out that pitch, then the sky is the limit. Here was Roki Sasaki talking about needing that fastball to take his game to the next level.
そうですね、決して納得できてるわけではないですし、まだまだ普通にいいボールが投げられるなという気持ちの中で、その中でも他の球種を使ったり、あとはいいところに投げれば、そうですね、アウトはしっかり取れるのかなとは感じています。
I'm not exactly satisfied with my fastball quality, but mixing in my other pitches, and as long as I command my other pitches well, then I feel like I can get major league hitters out. I feel like it's just overall fastball quality.
So it's not like his fastball has been incredibly ineffective or anything like that. It just hasn't been electric like we had hoped. And this year, you're seeing a 232 batting average off of the fastball. He's given up 4 home runs on that fastball. And if you kind of look at where Roki Sasaki is on the season, he's pitched in 7 games, has a 3.86 ERA, and kind of in that stretch, if he's going to give up a home run, it's going to be via that fastball. So that's kind of where he's at, and he's averaging 96.1 miles per hour on it. So we got a super chat from J.Y. Kim, $5. Roki did well given the horrible ground conditions, 3-hour delay, rain, slicked mound. I am glad no one was injured, especially the pitchers. Yeah, I think all things considered, I am happy with where Roki Sasaki's at. I think if you look at his body of work for his rookie season, it is B minus, just because the standard was so high and the expectations were so high. But I think the good thing is he's trending in the right direction. It's just kind of taking these little tweaks, and we know that one of the reasons why the fastball velocity is down a little bit is because he's trying to throw more strikes and stay in the zone, and you do that by sacrificing a little bit of velo. So we're still getting there with Roki, but I'm happy for him that he gets his first win.
D-Mac, we actually got some breaking news.
Breaking news here in the Dodgers Nation. What is that, Noel?
On the topic of Hyeseong Kim, he is getting his first start tonight at second base for the Dodgers.
Love to hear that. Clearly, Dave Roberts was filling out his lineup, and he was watching Dodgers Dugout live and say, you know what? Hey, gotta listen to D-Mac. We got to start Hyeseong Kim. Of course, I'm only joking. They know what they're doing, and they know that this is the right decision. And this starting lineup did just drop a few seconds ago. You got Shohei Ohtani. You got Betts and Freeman, the MV3 batting in the top of the lineup. Teoscar batting cleanup and right. Will Smith behind the dish, batting fifth. Max Muncy at third, batting sixth. And then seventh, Pajas in center. Eighth, Michael Conforto still in there in left. And then Hyeseong Kim gets his big league debut start in the field at second base. And then Jack Dreyer is opening things up. So Jack Dreyer is opening things up, and then you'll see Ben Kasperius. He'll be the bulk guy today. Look for Ben Kasperius to pitch the bulk of the innings today in Miami. So I love this. This is special stuff. You got to love this. Hyeseong Kim getting that start. Let's see how he looks at the plate. He could go 0 for 4, 0 for 5, but we got to see it, man. It's the mystery box, the grab bag. I need to see it, right? And hopefully he has a good start. Hopefully Conforto breaks out. Let's hope for a big series for Michael Conforto. I'm hoping to see that. But coming up next, we got more big takeaways and then the 7th inning stretch where we answer all of your questions about all things Dodger baseball. That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
What's up, Dodgers Nation? J-Rob here, and I'm hyped to announce our brand new series coming to the platform, the Dodger Fan Cave Series. In this series, we'll be looking across the country for the best Dodger fan caves that you all have to offer. I don't care how big, how small. I don't care if it's a bedroom, a bathroom, a basement, even a small shrine in your office. If it's about the Dodgers, we want to see it. Every week, we'll be taking your submissions, putting them in a competition-style vlog, and selecting a winner. That lucky winner will not only get a Dodgers Nation certified fan cave certificate, but you'll also be featured on the Dodgers Nation platform, specifically YouTube, and maybe on your favorite live show. Shout out to Dodgers Dugout.
And welcome back to Dodgers Dugout Live. By the way, if you haven't yet, if you guys have a Dodgers fan cave, be sure to submit. We're giving out Amazon gift cards, so definitely recommend doing just that. We had our first episode drop last Friday. We're dropping another one this week, so be sure, hey man, if you got the fan cave, if you got the bobbleheads, the jerseys, all that fun stuff, definitely would recommend joining that Dodgers fan cave. You got to do it. Okay, guys, so let's keep it moving. Got some more comments down below. I like that. Claudia 11 said, it'd be hilarious if one day Dave Roberts showed up in the chat. Yeah, it would be awesome. Would be hilarious. By the way, here at Dodgers Nation, give a birthday shout out to our guy, Gabe. It's his birthday today. Gabe's turning 40. What is it, Gabe?
I'm turning 26 years old today.
26. One of our writers, Gabe. You guys go read his stuff at Dodgers Nation. He's a prolific, a very talented scribe for us. And a big shout out to Gabe. Gabe, who's your first favorite Dodger?
Man, my first favorite Dodger.
Say Shohei Ohtani so you look like a bandwagon.
No. I'm going to go with Matt Kemp because that's when I really got into baseball.
Matt Kemp. That is a very popular answer, especially for your era. I love that, Matt Kemp. But yeah, shout out. Show Gabe some birthday love. Show Gabe some birthday love. He's wearing a really cool shirt today. Give him a super chat so we can get an actual nice shirt. No, I'm just playing. That's a fire shirt. That's a shirt I would rock. I would rock that shirt. That's how I dress when I'm not here. That's a fire shirt. But big shout out to our guy Gabe. Go read all of his stuff. Go give him a follow. He is the man for sure. Okay, guys. So batter of the week. For some reason, no one's talking about the year that Freddie Freeman's having. And yes, he has missed some time. He's played in 23 games. Freddie Freeman's hitting .333, has a 189 weighted runs created plus. And if Freddie Freeman did not miss time, we would be talking about Freddie Freeman as one of the front runners to win the National League MVP. That is the kind of year that Fredericks of Hollywood is having. This past week, he goes 10 for 21, hit 2 bombs, had 2 two-baggers, 7 ribbies, and he was great. I mean, he was phenomenal. So I want to give a shout out to Freddie Freeman. Not enough people are talking about Freddie Freeman. And I just kind of think too, I mean, just looking at him and go against the Braves, I still can't wrap my head around this. Everyone talks about, the Dodgers buying all their superstars. The Dodgers, the D stands for deferred money, the Los Angeles deferrals. Freddie Freeman, prime example. His franchise, if he had any pick of it, he would have been back with the Braves. If the Dodgers even paid more than the Braves did, if the Braves got close, he would still be an Atlanta Brave. And if he was still a Brave, there'd be a Freddie Freeman statue one day. he would go down as one of the best Braves ever, right up there with the greats, Chipper Jones. I mean, Hank Aaron, of course, is kind of in his own territory for sure, but he would have gone down as an iconic Brave, the face of your franchise for over a decade, walking into the Hall of Fame as an Atlanta Brave. Instead, Alex Anthopoulos and the Braves, they traded for Matt Olson. They moved on from Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman falls into the Dodgers' lap, and he goes on to have 3 of his best years of his career. I mean, he's played better with the Dodgers than he did for most of his time with the Braves. And even if his career was over today, and I still think he's going to play, I hope that they give him a new contract. I think that he is baseball's version of fine wine, the way his swing ages. He's 35, but he's looking like he's not slowing down at any time in the near future. When you close your eyes and you say Freddie Freeman, what do you think of? You think of the Statue of Liberty. You think of the Game 1 walk-off grand slam. He will always be remembered as a Dodger, and that was a major fumble by the Atlanta Braves, and he's having a tremendous season. He's someone who I think, my big takeaway, Freddie Freeman should be in the NL MVP conversation by the end of this month. That's a big takeaway that I have. Next big takeaway, hey, do some positives, right? Let's do some positives. Max Muncy hit his first home run. The power was out, and finally the power company came in, the electricians came in, they fixed things. Hit his first home run against the Marlins, and it was no gimme, too. It was a big bomb, and no doubt about her, he was riding the longest home run drought of his career, but give Max Muncy some credit, did have himself a much better week at the plate. Muncy, he ends up, for the week, going 5 for 21 with a 908 OPS, had a home run, a triple, a double. The glasses are pretty interesting to me because, I find it kind of fascinating that him and Kike Hernandez weren't able to find it, that they had astigmatism this late in their careers, but they're baseball players. They're going to try anything new if they're in a slump. So I think that that's kind of more about what it's about for him. But yeah, he had 28 games and 105 plate appearances without hitting a home run. It was the longest of his career, and he gets a big bomb. He talked about it after the game, how it was emotional, how it had been a rough month for his family. So let's hope that Max Muncy gets things going. He's really a couple of really good weeks away from being a productive player at that position. You feeling really good about it. So I'm not as worried about Max Muncy as I am with Michael Conforto. Just want to show him some love, getting that first home run. Let's see if he really turns the corner for the remainder of this week. Sounds really awesome. And we got some comments down below. Michael Boyer, if I create an image of Blue Cave with LA on it and I put a fan on the cave, would that count? Yeah, absolutely. That would 100% count for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about that would count for sure. Now, you look at the Dodgers this week. My big takeaway, too, just as far as the team goes, the Dodgers go 5-1 on the week. The only loss was yesterday on Sunday. And you're starting to look like that Dodgers team that you expected to see. The top 3 in the lineup, they all had good weeks. And when those guys produce, this team is tough to beat. Shohei goes 7 for 21, has a 1262 OPS. Mookie Betts, he goes 9 for 24, has a 1048 OPS. Freddie Freeman, he goes 10 for 21 with a 1434 OPS. When the MV3 is hitting, it really masks some of the issues they have down in the lineup. So that's what you want to see. So you look at the Dodgers record, they're still the best team in baseball, even though they haven't played their best baseball. Right now, the Dodgers, 23-11. They have the best record in the sport. They're a half game up on the San Diego Padres. And it's funny because we talk about this team like they're in third place sometimes, but they have the best record in baseball, and they're still on pace to have a historic season. This team's on pace for 109 wins. They go on that Dodgers summer like we all think they're going to have. They could challenge for the best record in the history of the sport. So you feel good about that from that standpoint. Got the JM DeSalas DMAC, where the Corona's at. It's 5 de Mayo. Yeah, I'm about to crush some Coronas, some Modelos, some Pacificos. About to get it popping tonight for sure. There is no doubt about that. But all right, guys, so coming up next, we've got the 7th inning stretch. That's your time to shine. Drop all your comments, all your questions on all things Dodger baseball. I see Gary A says, my first favorite Dodger was Mike Marshall, SMH. So yeah, let's read some of those. Who was your first favorite Dodger? That's coming up next on the 7th inning stretch.
The 7th inning stretch.
All right, we got Matt Leiter says Blake Snell was still the best signing in the offseason for us long-term and when he gets back for the playoffs. Yeah, look, we still don't know. I still think that he was worth the upside play. Right now, it doesn't look awesome, but this is his MO. He has a track record of either starting the season slow, having an injury early, and then going on to be the best pitcher in the second half of the season. So until I see any of that change, whether it be him having a season-ending injury or him being bad in the second half, then I'll start to discuss whether or not that was a good signing or not. But the truth is, we're still on pace for the Blake Snell experience. That's just who he's been. I mean, last season, he was great in the second half of the season. He was statistically the best pitcher in the sport. So if we get that and he stays healthy, you feel good about that. Tyler Glasnow, on the other hand, if we're just being completely honest about it, Tyler Glasnow has not given the Dodgers what they had hoped. So far, Tyler Glasnow has not lived up to that contract. And like I said on last week's show, that it's injury whack-a-mole for him. I said that. And that is, okay, you fixed the elbow thing, now you got a shoulder thing. When you didn't have a shoulder thing, then the elbow thing barked up. He's got to find some way for him to go out there and compete. And here's another takeaway for you on Tyler Glasnow. Whatever it takes for him to be right for 2 months towards the end of the year, then you do it. If you have to shut him down until August or September, but that increases your chances of getting 5 or 6 starts from him in October, I think you do that. Because I think at this point with Tyler Glasnow, both years he's missed time. This time around, it's really concerning because you even have his own pitching coach, Mark Pryor, saying that they're flustered and flabbergasted and that they don't know what the problem is. So this is coming from the top. When the top doesn't know where the problem is, then I start to get concerned, right? Because it's tough to find answers for things that you don't even know are the problem, right? And I think right now, my just big take on Tyler Glasnow is at this point, $136.5 million contract. If you get him healthy for one October run and he makes 5 or 6 starts for you in one October and that leads to a World Series, that makes that contract worth it. Think Steven Strasburg. Steven Strasburg signed one of the worst deals ever, for sure. But was that a reward for him essentially winning the Nationals a World Series? It was. And the fact that he was elite. So sometimes you'll just take one elite postseason run because World Series titles are forever. And that's what I want to see with Tyler Glasnow. I don't want to see him back unless they can guarantee me that he's not going to get injured as far as him pitching, increasing the risk of that injury. Slow play it. Have him ready for the next couple of months heading into the postseason, August, September, October, and get us a World Series. And then anything after that is icing on the cake. I really think that. I think it should be Tyler Glasnow, Yamamoto, Blake Snell, and Shohei Ohtani. Those are those front 4 guys. We're going to talk more Shohei Ohtani and Kersh tomorrow on our big injury update for sure. We got Nando, D-Mac, and Noel going to party at the Crazy Horse in West Covina tonight. How'd you know? We are going to the Crazy Horse West Covina, man. I had some wild times there back in the day. This is not a long enough show to get into that. But, I see you guys excited about Hyeseong Kim. Kim Sanity. I want to see Kim Sanity tonight. I am charged. I'm excited. And look, yes, I definitely always like the shiny new toy. Let's see how these guys play out, man. Right? For every Zach McKinstry and Zach Rex and Luke Raley and DJ Peters and this and that, you got guys like Andy Pajes and Will Smith and guys that have come up and shown that they have played better. We got Joe Magazzini. Is Andy Pajes starting to slow down? I mean, look, he had a really good week. Didn't have the best series against the Braves, but still got that leadoff hit to start things off in the 9th. And as a whole for the week, Andy Pages, I mean, he ended up going 6 for 25, has cooled off for sure, hit 240 for the week. So yeah, look, I mean, he has cooled off. That's a take right there. Jose Aguirre says, Nomo is my first favorite Dodger. Darren Shepard Roberts listens to the show. Camilo Herrera, hey, D-Mac, could you see Yamamoto winning World Series MVP? 100%, easily. I mean, he's the kind of guy that could throw 7 innings of 1 or 2 run ball and get big strikeouts. I mean, his stuff is truly elite. I mean, that's how good he is. So I absolutely think he has the potential to win World Series MVP if he gets a couple starts in the postseason. I do think that this team offensively, though, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, I mean, Teoscar Hernandez, I think it's tough to win it from those guys because when this team's right, they're slugging, they're putting up a ton of runs. I think Shohei Ohtani, after what happened last year, playing through that shoulder injury, I think Shohei Ohtani's on a mission to win the MVP in the World Series, just like Yamamoto's on a mission to be the first Japanese player to ever win a Cy Young. So that's where I'm at on that. Bilal K, Dustin May is going to start disappointing from us this point on. Bilal K. Look, I mean, the thing about Dustin May yesterday, he gave the 2 home runs to Austin Riley. I think the concerning one was the second at bat because the first home run he gave up was a sweeper that just hung in the zone. The second at bat, he hits a home run on the same pitch. So you got to make an adjustment. But heading into that start, that was the second and third home runs he's given up on the season. He had given up just 1 home run in around 27 innings of work. I mean, a little over 27 innings of work. So the home runs haven't been an issue for Dustin May. All in all, he hasn't been great, but let's not forget, this is a guy coming back off flexor tendon repair. This is a guy coming back where he almost lost his life, according to his own words, because of an incident he had where he was choking on lettuce and lettuce got lodged into his throat. So far this season, Dustin May in 6 games, a 4.36 ERA and 33 innings of work. The whip is high at 12.42. So you definitely want to reduce the walks a little bit. You definitely want to increase the strikeouts. I mean, right now, he's at a 6.4 strikeouts per 9. So the strikeout rate you want to see go up for Dustin May. And it's like 7.6 strikeouts per 9. So you want to see that go up. And you want to see the walks go down a little bit. But so far, I mean, as a 4 or 5 starter, he's been pretty solid. He's been pretty solid for sure. Prone to thrill chicken strips off the menu. I like that. It's a comment of the show. Talking about Ross Stripling. Was going to use that for my walk-off. But Jose Aguirre, D-Mac, you think it'd be better for Glasnow to be a bullpen arm in order to salvage his career? It's too early for that. It's too early for that. He's too good of a starter. I mean, just look at his start against the Cubs this year. I mean, look at just the glimpses of greatness with Tyler Glasnow. It's too high to kind of put off. I mean, look at him against the Cubs. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 runs. I mean, against the Braves, 5 innings, gave up no runs. I mean, when he's on, he's really, really good. So it's tough to kind of already go there for sure. But next up, guys, run out of time. So let's hit the walk-off.
The walk-off.
So Prone to Thrill, he gets the comment of the show for saying that chicken strip is off the menu. And that, of course, is a reference to Ross Stripling. So Ross Stripling, he announced that he is retiring from the game of baseball. Ross Stripling, he put out a statement today announcing his retirement. Ross Stripling said in his statement, after 13 seasons and a full time of a tremendous pride and gratitude, it's time to hang him up, time to hang up the cleats. I never could have imagined the experiences and memories I'd be a part of. They exceed every hope that my younger self could have dreamt for my baseball career. It never could have been possible without my family and friends. I also want to give a huge thanks to all the coaches and teammates over the years. I had so much love and support along the way, and I'm thankful to everyone that was a part of it in any form or fashion. All of you helped me to be the best baseball player I could be. This has been an unbelievable honor, and I feel incredibly lucky to be so fulfilled and content with leaving the game behind. Now I'm excited to be home and begin the next chapter of my life with my amazing family. So Ross Stripling, chicken strip, like you said, is off the menu. Ross the Boss Stripling is calling it a career. Had some really nice moments with the Dodgers. Kind of was that guy that you could just kind of plug in to be that that back end starter, have a role for you. With the Dodgers, he ended up pitching 5 years with LA. And yeah, I mean, they end up trading him to Toronto. And that was it. I mean, they kind of did a solid for him because he wasn't going to be a part of this team. But yeah, congratulations on a nice career, Ross Stripling. We're going to try to get on the show at some point, working on that to talk about his time with the Dodgers. But the Dodgers taking on the Marlins today. Jack Dreyer on the bump. We'll be back to talk about it after Hyeseong Kim getting his first start at second base. And we're going to be live right after the show to break it all down. But thanks for joining us here for Dodgers Dugout Live. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button. And remember that nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.